number 4 of Pitt to the Point. I'm Katie Pearson.
And I'm Sabrina Bunsa. Pitt to the Point is your weekly 1-hour news and magazine program that airs live from the state-of-the-art Pitt studios.
Pitt to the Point covers everything from the University of Pittsburgh to the City of Pittsburgh, as well as national and international events, news, people, and stories.
We're back with your favorite segments such as Alumni Spotlight and Clubbing at Pitt, which showcases one of our amazing student rub clubs here.
And we'll feature stories from our incredible University of Pittsburgh regional campuses, and Crossing Over at Pitt is back to show you how different departments here at our university collaborate on the most innovative teaching in the country.
We have some new segments too, MVP, Most Valuable Professor features, and you'll love our Pitt in the Wild feature.
And we'll be joined live by our affiliate college and high school partners and their student anchors, who will tell you what's going on in their schools and their communities. Now we're statewide, from Pittsburgh to Lancaster to Philadelphia.
And of course, we'll continue to bring you the most up-to-date news from the world of politics, sports, medicine, and entertainment in the city of Pittsburgh and at the University of Pittsburgh.
During the Pirates opening weekend, fans took notice of the outfield wall, which typically has a sign honoring Pirates legend Roberto Clemente. This sign was replaced with an advertisement for an alcoholic beverage, sparking frustration from fans and Roberto Clemente Jr. himself.
After speaking with Roberto Clemente Jr. on last week's broadcast, we understand the legacy his father holds. The Clemente family released a statement saying how there is a broader issue involved, a lack of collaboration with the organization on matters that are deeply personal and historically significant to them and the fans. The sign has since been reinstated, and the Pirates have issued an apology on their lack of communication.
The relationship that we have with the city of Pittsburgh is really special. Dad really came here in 1955, 70 years, actually April 17th of this year coming up now is 70 years of his first hit, his first game as a Pittsburgh Pirate. We're celebrating that in a big way. We truly believe that that's when the relationship with the city of Pittsburgh started, and obviously is very strong today. So we're very proud that what he has meant to the city. He really loved the people from the city of Pittsburgh, and the love has been back in tenfold.
National college students in the Northeast are facing concerns with the status of their visas as the termination of student statuses has begun under the Trump administration.
Beginning with UMASS Amherst, the university was not notified by federal authorities of these status revocations and only became aware as a result of the proactive checks in the SEVIS database.
And within the Pittsburgh area, 2 Carnegie Mellon University students had their student visas revoked. University officials did not say why the visas were revoked or if they knew the reason. Later this month, CMU plans to hold an open forum regarding immigration policies.
While not knowing why, fear is growing on these campuses with students who don't know if their visas will be randomly terminated, and these decisions are happening without communication to the schools or students and university leaders. And they're trying to work backwards to figure out why.
And continuing within the Trump administration, some citizens are starting to see similarities between Trump's tariffs and the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1929, which increased tariffs on imported goods. Political reporter Nick Bennick has more on these tariffs and what they mean for the economy. Nick.
Thanks, Katie. The U.S. stock market has seen extreme fluctuations in the wake of President Trump's recent tariffs. I was recently able to get some insight into what's causing these fluctuations, as well as for what it could mean for us in the future.
The U.S. stock market has seen incredibly sharp shifts in the wake of President Trump's recently announced tariffs. These tariffs were announced on Wednesday, April 2nd, on a day the president called Liberation Day.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day, waiting for a long time.
If you look at money managers and those folks, and I've got to work with a lot of them through my years, they can tell you with a pretty good degree of accuracy where they expect the market to be 10 years from now. But the closer you get to today, it comes down to what it's going to be tomorrow, and nobody has any idea. Typical retail investors, we all know you buy low, sell high. That's the theory. But our emotions take over, and we end up selling low and buying high.
The announced tariffs have caused many investors to sell, leading to a massive drop in the market.
There was $10 trillion of value lost last Thursday and Friday. And nothing changed with any of those businesses except how people perceived what was in the future or were uncertain.
While the US stock market's recent future is unclear, the hope is that with these 90 days, it's able to stabilize itself a little bit. For Pitt to the Point, I'm political reporter Nick Bennick. Sabrina, Katie?
Thank you, Nick. As we're nearing the bear market, are students becoming fearful seeing how this will affect their 529 savings accounts?
I think that's a really good question. Personally, for myself, as someone who grew up around the housing market crisis but wasn't really able to completely understand its implications, kind of coming of age and having to start understanding what these types of events are doing to both my security, my savings, it's taught me that I need to research and kind of understand what I'm going up into. Katie, Sabrina?
Thank you, Nick. Pittsburghers were making their voices heard last Saturday as they joined a nationwide protest against President Trump's administration and Elon Musk.
Protests are saying hands off their country, hands off Medicare, hands off Medicaid, and hands off LGBTQ lives. That as normal Americans, this is not normal. More than 1,200 hands-off demonstrations were planned across all 50 states, including one in our very own capital, Washington, D.C.
And with so many newsworthy events happening in America, around the world, and on our campus, it can be hard to keep up. That's where our newspaper, the Pitt News, comes in.
Here are the top headlines from our award-winning newspaper. It is the Pitt News on Pitt to the Point.
Pittsburgh's Shenley Park has 2 new stars, a pair of great horned owl parents raising owlets under the Panther Hollow Bridge. Bird lovers are flocking to catch a glimpse, but experts urge folks to admire from a distance. The young owls are now starting to leave the nest, exploring the park and practicing flight, often sticking close to their parents. With careful watchers and a healthy habitat, this owl family is thriving in the heart of the city. After reports that UPMC Children's Hospital halted gender-affirming care for its trans youth, Pitt students say that they're feeling numb to ongoing national attacks on queer rights. Student leaders are worried this could impact services on campus too, especially with no official response from Pitt. Groups like Rainbow Alliance and OSTEM are stepping in to support students, but many are frustrated by the silence and fear what this means for the future of gender-affirming care in Pittsburgh. After ICE arrested international students across the U.S., some for pro-Palestine activism, Pitt students fear their campus could be next. Though rumors of ICE at Pitt were false, student leaders are demanding better communication and protection. Groups like SGB, SJP, and LSA are sharing resources and raising concerns over racial profiling and threats to international students, as fear spreads about what protest participation might now risk.
Coming up tomorrow is April 12th, Pittsburgh's 412 Day. This gives Yinzers a chance to celebrate the city and all of its traditions, like the beautiful Three Bridges and delicious pierogies. For more on what this day entails, let's hear from our City Beat reporter, Delaney Pippon. Delaney?
Thanks, guys. Saturday, April 12th, or 412, marks 412 Day, a tradition that is unique to Pittsburghers and commemorates our city's history. In the spirit of 412 Day, 412 Food Rescue, a Pittsburgh nonprofit, is throwing a free block party to celebrate 10 successful years of bringing our community together.
Food Rescue rescues food and gets it to people who need it. So basically, we waste 40% of the food that we produce in the
The block party will take place at Vellum Fermentation from 12 to 4 and is open to all ages. From Pitt to the Point, I'm your city beat reporter, Delaney Pippon. Sabrina, Katie?
Delaney, from food to shops to even regional accents, Pittsburgh offers so much as a city. What are your favorite parts about living here?
You know what? It's actually none of the above. It's actually, I would say, the people here is my favorite part of living here. I was actually on a plane not too long ago, sitting next to somebody who happened to be from Pittsburgh, and we struck up a conversation for maybe 45 minutes, and I think that sums up Pittsburgh culture as a whole. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Delaney. During this break, we will be daydreaming about pierogies and Mac Miller's party on Fifth Ave, while also preparing for our upcoming stories about a possible new Steelers quarterback and our thriving players on our Pitt baseball team. And we will see you after the break.
There is no patent. Could you patent the sun?
Part of the University of Pittsburgh is the Cathedral of Learning.
There's a lot you can say about this place. Gritty? Well, we prefer tough. Resilient. Innovative, of course. We are part of the city that built the backbone of America, and now we're making it bend and flex in every which way.
Your time at Pitt has also prepared you for what is possible.
But there's one thing you can't deny. When the world needs something, we find a way to give it to them. Whether that's defeating a crippling disease,
Salt's exhausting labors had paid off,
or fighting off the world's next life-threatening illness, we focus our eyes and attention on the ones who need us most, day in and far out.
The Pittsburgh Panthers are the National Collegiate champions.
So the question we have to deal with is, can we work and build together even when we're different?
All this comes naturally when you've built a foundation on community in a city that feels more like a family at a time when there's basically no other choice. So yeah, there's a lot you can say about this place. But this is what we know. We know that we've earned more than $1 billion in research funding just this year alone. We know that we're breaking ground for more groundbreaking innovation. We know that if you throw a problem our way, we'll do the work to solve it.
You are here, standing, greeted by the end of one journey and the beginning of the next.
We know that it's possible at Pitt.
Someone a long time ago had an idea that we could change the way we do things. What if you had over 30,000 big thinkers and believers behind you and $1 billion in research to make it happen? With a will that never quits in a city connected to everything. Well, you'd probably find yourself doing something truly incredible.
Thanks for tuning back into Pitt to the Point. Happen to watch a story today that piques your curiosity? Want to find out more about what's going on in Pittsburgh? Visit our website.
Well, wouldn't you know? That's right. If you want to find out more about the world of politics, medicine, business, technology, and even more than that, log on to pittothepoint.com.
Not only can you see clips from today's show, but you can also read about the topics that interest you and more. Check it out at pittothepoint.com.
And one more time, that's pittothepoint.com. Well, Pitt baseball has begun their season and currently boasts a winning record. They also boast one of the best first basemen in college baseball, according to D1 Baseball, Luke Cantwell. Pitt sports reporter Michaela Elmore has more on Cantwell and the Pitt baseball team. Michaela.
As Pitt baseball faces a critical stretch in the ACC schedule, one player has showed up and showed out. Senior first baseman Luke Cantwell has put on a display of exceptional on-base skill, leadership, and solid defense. He has proven to be one of the key aspects for this Pitt Panther baseball team. These Panthers are excited and ready for upcoming postseason run. Pitt baseball is about to enter the most difficult part of its schedule. With a conference record of 4-8, Pitt sits 13th in the ACC. Still first baseman Luke Cantwell has been a bright spot for the Panthers, and he hopes that improvements this year will pay off down the stretch.
Obviously, we have some new players here this year, but the task is still the same, taking every pitch by its pitch and every game by its game is just kind of the motto we've kind of inscripted here. Obviously, we've been off to a good start. Would love some wins here and there back, but this team's special, it's a good group of guys that work real hard, and it's a great atmosphere to be a part of.
The Panthers have a few key ACC series coming up, including a series against Virginia this weekend and a series against Duke and North Carolina on the horizon. These are key conference opportunities to advance in the conference.
It's tough to look by a weekend, or every team in this league is pretty good ball club, and I was here last year, played pretty much all these schools, and you can't take anybody lightly.
Cantwell, who broke the Panthers' single-season record for walks with 57 last season, also leads the team in free passes this year. It's a key factor of his game that allows him to get on base more than any of his teammates.
The approaches that we kind of preach here, and taking balls or not swinging at balls and swinging at strikes, is kind of a simplified but yet very effective method to a hitting approach, and it seems to be working. You take your free passes when you get them, and obviously over 200 and something at-bats, they accumulate, obviously, to great things, and it helps with your on-base percentage. But, it's just still kind of attacking every pitch by its pitch.
First basemen usually aren't thought of as defensively valuable, but Cantwell has thrived at the position this year.
How much work can you put in outside of the scenes, and whether that's little pick work at first base, or whether that's taking ground balls after practice is over, or I just continue to try to work hard and do the best I can, and it's been working out for me.
A transfer from Farley Dickinson, Cantwell emerged as one of the Panthers' best bats. Halfway through his senior season, Cantwell is still focused on leading this team.
The goal is to continue to play baseball, but you know what? Enjoying the moment I'm in right now is most important to me, and cherishing the memories I have at Pitt and being a leader on this team is my dream right now. So that's just kind of the goal that I still have right now, and this whole being a Division I baseball player, playing the ACC, it's a dream come true, and this is where I belong.
After breaking records and a stellar performance on defense, Cantwell is determined to help improve Pitt's conference season run and help push him into the final stretch. For Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt sports reporter Michaela Elmore, and now we're turning it over to City sports reporter Risa Campbell.
Thanks, Michaela. Now, the Steelers have been anything but predictable this offseason. While the team has signed a few key players, signs are currently shifting to free agent Aaron Rodgers, future Hall of Famer and four-time NFL MVP. I looked into what's next for the team and their current updates on their ongoing search for a starting quarterback.
Rodgers, the free agent after his release from the New York Jets, is the hot topic of the Pittsburgh Steelers' ongoing search for a starting quarterback. As a four-time NFL MVP, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, 10-time Pro Bowl selection, and two-time first-team All-Pro, the options for Rodgers have now narrowed to two. Reports indicate that 41-year-old Rodgers is considering signing with the Steelers or will officially retire. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has more on this matter.
He's a free agent. As you guys know, he came to visit last Friday. We had a really productive day. He's been in this thing a long time. I've been in this thing a long time. But it's no substitute for, intimacy and spending time together and getting to know one another.
I don't know if I can do extra. While the Steelers haven't made a final call just yet, the Steelers seem to be keeping their options open by focusing on balancing experience with long-term development. As the focus starts to shift to the NFL draft, Pittsburgh is hopefully going to finalize their plans with the starting quarterback and turn months of speculation into a clear direction for the team. From Pitt to the Point, I'm your City Sports reporter, Risa Campbell. Katie, Sabrina.
Thank you, Risa. And if the Steelers were to bring on Rodgers, what kind of style do you think he would bring to the team?
You know, Aaron Rodgers is a pocket passer. He knows how to throw across the field. He does that a lot in all of his games. I really think he would bring that energy, bring that strong arm to the team, and that's something the Steelers could definitely benefit from. Katie, Sabrina.
Thank you very much, Risa. We do apologize if you are seeing any technical difficulties on your screen. But with that, we're still going to continue because we have that Pittsburgh grit and we have to get through this show. So recently, Forbes magazine published an article dubbing universities as, quote, new Ivies. Forbes selected 10 public universities and 10 private universities that are outpacing Ivy Leaguers in the eyes of employers.
Pitt and Carnegie Mellon were among the 20 to be selected, and it was said that graduates from Ivy League schools emerged lacking the adaptability and practical skills necessary for success in competitive industries. And Katie, to be honest, being a part of this selection is making me feel like a smart cookie.
Well, Sabrina, I completely agree with you. And we actually have some more smart cookies in the making over at Riverside High School. From athletics to academics to the arts, this high school has made a name for itself in Western Pennsylvania. Student anchors Robin and Kaylee have more on their school.
Good morning, Sabrina and Katie. I'm Kaylee here with Robin. Thank you for having us on this week's broadcast of Pitt to the Point.
Riverside High School is located in Elwood City, about an hour north of Pitt's campus, and this year's graduating class consists of 100 students.
Today we have a spotlight that features the Connoquenessing Creek. While our school's name is Riverside due to it bordering the Beaver River, the Connoquenessing Creek runs right through the heart of the school district.
This week's spotlight is on the Connoquenessing Creek. The Connie is a waterway that flows from Butler County through northeast Beaver County, right through the heart of the Riverside School District and alongside the school. It connects with the Slippery Rock Creek in Elport before reaching the Beaver River at Rock Point, just beyond Elwood City. The summer pool of the Connie is typically around 2 feet. Flood stages begin near 8 feet. The creek is popular for fishing, kayaking, swimming, and other activities. The Connie is best known for its fishing opportunities for smallmouth bass. Other native fish include several species of trout, Chenille fish, carp, and sunfish such as bluegill. Snapping turtles, beavers, ducks, geese, and muskrat also claim the creek as a home. There's an abundance of bait fish, including minor crawfish and salamanders as well. There are also several launch sites along the creek for paddlers. Porter's Cove, the Harmony Launch is on Jackson Street, Christian's Landing behind Penn Power and Deep Well, and Hartzell School Road in Farmville. One of the most popular paddling days is Memorial Day weekend. There are several swimming spots on the Connie. One popular spot is Little Falls, under the train trestle in Frisco. Another swimming hole is near Vecca, where swimmers use the train bridge as a high dive platform. There are several homes and cottages along the creek. Many have docks. The Connoquenessing Creek is a community treasure, providing life and recreation to the community. That concludes this week's Spotlight on the Connie. Thanks for watching.
We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about the Connoquenessing Creek.
Back to you, Sabrina and Katie.
And so being from a smaller district, do you see this as a main way to bring the community together?
I think that it brings a lot of students together to talk about what type of fish they catch, what type of fish they see. There's also a large kayak float Memorial Day weekend that a lot of people in the community like to participate in. And there's the old train trestle by the local business Vecca that anyone can go and jump from.
That sounds incredible. And speaking of some of these different events you were talking about, do you guys have any memory to these?
With the Memorial Day kayak floating, I'll go down there and I would go down there on a tube with my cousin, some of my friends all the time.
Thank you so much for sharing about this creek that is central to your community. Now, Sabrina, switching gears a little bit, I'm from West Virginia. We're mining country. It's been a big part of my life. And so as a child, I yearn for the mines. So imagine my excitement when I learned about the Minecraft movie. It made me so excited. I felt like I was on a roller coaster at Kennywood, which coincidentally, we'll be talking about both of these things and more after this.
You have to throw caution to the wind. Know you're capable.
There's possible.
The University of Pittsburgh.
And then there's our kind of possible. The kind that changes the face of medicine, tech, and learning.
It might have been called a miracle.
Because when we say it's possible at Pitt, we mean it. And the proof is in the people. Like Rachel Fairbanks, our top of the class and top of the game athlete of the year, who's serving nothing but excellence. Fulbrights, we're full of them. From BB to Jasmine to the next 250, including 10 in the past year alone.
It's really part of that bolstering of our global reputation.
Possible lives inside everyone at Pitt, from every corner of every campus. Like the McGowan Institute, where they are rethinking, researching, and completely revolutionizing how the body heals through a novel approach to regenerative medicine. All led by visionaries like Dr. Chandan Sen.
You can generate tissue types without using stem cells. And now we know that it's possible. That will completely change the paradigm of healthcare.
Our kind of possible paves the way through selfless action and giving.
We all come together with a shared goal of giving today to transform tomorrow.
Ever see 11,000 Proud fuel this much opportunity in 24 hours? We have, and you're about to see it too, in the progress all around you, as our people continue to bring our vision and our promise to life in newer, bigger, and bolder ways. It's possible at Pitt.
There is no patent. Could you patent the sun?
Welcome to the Pitt News, the University of Pittsburgh's daily student newspaper. Through the collaboration of our editorial, marketing, and sales departments, we consistently produce award-winning content and provide our students with invaluable professional experience. The success of the Pitt News comes from our students, and we are proud of the legacy we have created for over 100 years.
Hello and welcome back to Pitt to the Point.
This flow, oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. This show has flown by today, but don't fret, we'll be right back with you next week. And don't forget about our graduation show. And also remember that you can go on the Pitt to the Point YouTube and rewatch some of our shows.
Pitt to the Point airs every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the dot on the amazing University of Pittsburgh website and the Pitt to the Point website and YouTube channel. You can also find a tape version of the show on Pittsburgh's CBSN, which is KDKA TV's streaming platform on Saturday at noon.
And we're excited to say that you can also catch a re-airing of today's Pitt to the Point in Philadelphia every Saturday at 12 noon on CBS Philadelphia's streaming platform.
If you want to celebrate your 412 day right, you're in luck that the Kennywood Amusement Park opens up for the season. Opening earlier than it ever has in 100 years, part of the reason for this was to revel in the Easter holiday with the first ever Egg-cellent celebration, which includes brunch and Kennywood's new Easter Bunny.
And in addition to this early opening, Kennywood was recently acquired by Hershend, an Atlanta-based entertainment company that owns other amusement parks like Dollywood, Kentucky Kingdom, and Silver Dollar City. New ownership may lead to changes in the park, including security, food, and in-park entertainment.
The blockbuster adaptation of the 2011 video game Minecraft shattered box office expectations, marking the biggest opening weekend of the year. It isn't surprising seeing the stacked cast of Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and Jennifer Coolidge.
Don't even get me started on this movie, Sabrina. Middle schoolers and college students alike flocked to their local theaters, some sporting tuxedos to mark this major cinematic event. The movie received standing ovations at Pittsburgh theaters. Someone brought a live chicken, and the crowd had visceral reactions to hearing the phrase chicken jockey during the showing.
Warner Bros., a Minecraft movie, had a $163 million opening domestically. The film came in tens of millions ahead of expectations to score the top start ever for a video game adaptation, besting the 3-day launch of Universal's The Super Mario Bros. Movie back in 2023, which is my favorite movie.
And speaking of surpassing expectations, a local program at Pitt is helping students prepare for the interview season. The Dress for Success program gives students a cost-free way to have professional dress during a time when interviews for internships and jobs are taking place. Pitt Beat reporter Ryan Tarabogia has more on Dress for Success. Ryan.
Interview season is in full swing, and with that comes looking the part. But for students on a budget, it can be tough looking your best when it's most important. But don't worry, because the University of Pittsburgh's Dress for Success is here to save the day. Dress for Success is saving students the hassle and money it takes to look sharp. On April 9th, they had their final event of the semester, but don't worry, they'll be back.
It can be tough for students to dress for their interviews during a season full of business professional clothes. However, a short elevator ride to the 35th floor of the Cathedral of Learning offers a quick solution to this. Dress for Success, Closet to a Career is the university's way of helping out students entering the work world, not only a sustainable but cost-efficient option for all work environments, offering free dress clothes to help you land that dream job you've always had your eye on.
I think it offers a really accessible way for students to get professional clothing for conferences and for interviews. Sometimes you really only need like a button down for that one event, and so being able to get that for free is really helpful towards students. And sometimes there are also students who don't necessarily know where to go shopping for that professional clothing, so it makes it really easy to find on campus.
Yeah, so I came because I actually have an interview tomorrow, so I needed something, so it was good timing to have some professional sort of clothing. And I picked out a couple shirts here. I have like a tank top, I picked out some blazers and some sweaters, but just some things that I'm going to work out and see if they look good.
I think it's kind of the same as having like the Thriftburg, like just like having a place like that where people can come in and like find cheap or I guess free clothes that they can use in professional settings, especially just because they can be so expensive. And like for students on a budget, I think it's a great way to you know, still look presentable and like give that first impression that you're looking for.
Well, faculty and staff have been a great help. Every time we've hosted this event, there's been a faculty member who's come with a large donation of clothing so that we replenish our supplies every time. There's new clothes now, and every event had new clothes, which is really exciting. And honestly, just having students tell their friends that it's happening, because once you hit senior year or graduate classes, you're going to need professional clothing more often. You might be traveling for conferences and you need something new, or you've simply, you know, outgrown clothes that aren't your style anymore, and you need something to refresh your wardrobe. So just having students send the word out.
Dress for Success is just getting started and only expanding, so make sure to keep up with their events next year. as they will be on the 34th floor of the Cathedral of Learning, offering even more for students and their fashion needs. And trust me, there's no shame in balling on a budget. Pitt to the Point's finest, Isaiah Waddington, even picked himself out a chic pink shirt from the event. With Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt beat reporter Ryan Tarabokia. Katie, Sabrina.
Ryan, you're looking awfully dapper today, and I heard that you love to shop secondhand. Did you find anything that caught your eye at the Dress for Success?
You know, personally, I didn't walk away with anything. There were a couple blazers that were looking quite sharp. Sadly, my shoulders were just a bit too broad, so I couldn't get away with it.
Ryan, I also have another follow-up question for you. You mentioned Isaiah Waddington and his beautiful pink dress shirt that he bought himself. Would you be interested in buying something similar so you guys could twin for our next show?
Well, you know, it was a woman's shirt, so I personally wouldn't buy it for myself, but he looked very strong in the pink, but pink's just not really my color for a shirt. I have gone pink tie, though, and I feel like it really brings out the color in my eyes. But no, I personally won't be matching with him anytime soon, but he can feel free to wear the pink. He can pull it off. Katie, Sabrina?
All right, Ryan, thank you so much. Maybe we'll get to see you in pink one day. But some of our alumni are very successful coming out of the University of Pittsburgh. And this person is no exception. From Pitt Track and Field to Yale School of Medicine, this alumnus is divalicious, and she's been girl bossing her way through life.
Adine Fossem had an amazing career as a Panther. She held the outdoor hammer throw record from 2017 to 2024. She also was one of 3 Panthers to name all ACC academic teams 5 times in their career. She is also an All-American honorable mention. Now she takes on Yale School of Medicine.
I've done a lot of research. I am really interested in orthopedic science, so I've worked with a couple of orthopedic surgeons. I'm doing work for my thesis now that studies muscle metabolism and how to use strength training and other types of exercise to improve how we recover from surgery. I get to work with patients. I work with rats in the lab. So there's a lot going on, yeah.
She still allows herself to stay close to sports, even while she's doing her work in labs.
I think it's really cool because I have this really deep, this depth of experience as an athlete that I get to directly translate to my work in the lab. So I study, as I mentioned, muscle metabolism. So I'm trying to understand what exactly is happening in our muscles when we exercise that allows us to function better, to have a better quality of life, to move better, and also to help the rest of our bodies work well together.
Even with her busy schedules, she's able to help both the Pitt and Yale communities.
I've done a lot of work with the MD-PhD program to help recruit a diverse class. I've done a lot of work to engage with the community. I'm part of the Panthers to Pro mentorship program. So I work with student athletes at Pitt who are interested in pursuing higher education in STEM fields, whether that's medical school, PA school, nursing, whatever it is. And I think that I really enjoy my time with these students, especially these student athletes specifically.
And this year, she will try her luck to become a member of the 2026 U.S. Olympic bobsled team.
I was named to the North American Cup, which is more developmental. And now I'm in the off season training for the next steps, which are Olympic trials, which is really cool.
It is not surprising that there are more construction projects in the city of Pittsburgh. I know all the traffic patterns are getting so messed up, and it does annoy me a little bit, but next we will discuss how these affect traffic patterns across the entire city.
We wear it with pride. Shout it from podiums.
Hail to Pitt. Hail to Pitt.
And prove it out time and time again. It's possible at Pitt. Now we have an opportunity to give these words even deeper meaning by making Pitt possible for all. Because it's not enough to just welcome one of the largest first-year classes in university history. We must ensure that every student from any background has every opportunity to pursue whatever they want to pursue. Thankfully, there's a plan in place to increase access and affordability and eliminate financial barriers for students in need, to help more upper-class students reach the finish line when they meet unseen hurdles, to go dollar for dollar, matching federal Pell Grants to the tune of more than 139 million big ones, to continue opening doors and kickstarting careers, to expand our programs, enhance our support systems, and meet our students where they are, literally, online, in the workforce, and on multiple platforms. Possibility is what drives us, but let's not forget, students are what make us. They are the ones at the center of our mission. They are the ones who will meet the world's needs. We are the ones who can make their possible possible.
Someone a long time ago had an idea that we could change the way we do things. What if you had over 30,000 big thinkers and believers behind you and $1 billion in research to make it happen? With a will that never quits in a city connected to everything. Well, you'd probably find yourself doing something truly incredible.
Welcome to the Pitt News, the University of Pittsburgh's daily student newspaper. Through the collaboration of our editorial, marketing, and sales departments, we consistently produce award-winning content and provide our students with invaluable professional experience. The success of the Pitt News comes from our students, and we are proud of the legacy we have created for over 100 years.
As spring starts to begin in the city of Pittsburgh, so does road construction, including a $20 million project in South Hills that will change traffic patterns on Clareton Boulevard. Southbound drivers will travel through northbound lanes through mid-June.
PennDOT says that from now until late next year in 2026, Route 51 will be getting major work done, including milling and resurfacing, concrete replacement, drainage work, guide rail work, and so much more. And we are to expect single-lane restrictions for 1-mile stretches between Peters Creek Road and Stewart Avenue through the duration of the project. The project is expected to wrap up by late 2026.
And on the topic of big projects, Pittsburgh Scholar House recently received a 3-year, $450,000 donation from the PNC Foundation. This donation will support students and single-parent households on their journey to higher education. Business and technology reporter Grace Lamberto has more on Scholar House and how they're helping the Pittsburgh area. Grace.
Yeah, that's right, Katie. The Pittsburgh Scholar House is a nonprofit organization that benefits single parents in the Pittsburgh area looking to go towards higher education. The PNC Foundation donated $450,000 to this organization to help their cause.
The Pittsburgh Scholar House is a nonprofit organization, and it is dedicated to building generational prosperity for single parents and their children. And we do this by supporting post-secondary education and housing.
My name is Faith Otay. I am a graduate student at Cornell University. I have my bachelor's degree in English with a creative writing minor, and I am pursuing an MFA in creative writing.
The Pittsburgh Scholar House is a nonprofit organization that benefits single-parent families all over the Pittsburgh area. I got to talk to 2 members of their staff about a recent $450,000 donation from the PNC Foundation and how it affects them and this organization.
It really will enable us to support more families. It will allow us to enhance our service and the quality of services that we offer. And we will be able to really support our scholars by helping them mitigate financial barriers, right, that prevent them from accessing post-secondary education. But we'll also be able to really strengthen our family's framework. So really looking at what does it mean to impact two generations through the process of supporting education.
It created an opportunity for me to materialize a dream that I didn't know if I had the capacity to manifest because of just like my limited income, um, and just, divorced with two little kids, trying to rebuild my life.
If people are interested in learning more about Pittsburgh Scholar House, they can find us we have a great website that talks about it, but we also have events. Come to events where we celebrate our scholars and the work that they do. And you will see, I think the biggest piece for me is if you have the opportunity to talk to a scholar and just learn about the individuals who are being impacted by this and how it is truly changing their lives, you would be impressed with what they're able to do.
The organization continues in their efforts to benefit single parents in the area who are looking towards higher education. From Pitt to the Point, I'm business technology reporter Grace Lamberto. Katie, Sabrina.
Thank you, Grace. In what other ways has Scholar House supported people around Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so they do a really good job of giving a well-rounded experience for those looking into higher education while also providing housing for them. So not only are they helping out with college costs, but they're also giving them that housing need, which is obviously just as important when you're in college.
Thank you very much, Grace. And Sabrina, I have a question for you. Did you know that Oakland used to have a huge music scene?
You know what? I did. Haven has truly brought an end to the 2-decade-long absence of permanent venues in Oakland, serving as a home or haven for musicians to come together and perform. With more on this scene, we have our entertainment reporter, Olivia McDonald. Olivia?
Thanks, Katie and Sabrina. Haven is an independent music venue located on Atwood Street in the heart of Oakland. The venue is run and co-founded by post-genre at what once was an old church turned into an entertainment site this past December. Artists and groups are able to perform live in front of audiences multiple days throughout the week.
Haven is a performance space in Oakland. It is ran by a volunteer team, and that team is called Post-Genre. Post-Genre is a creative collective made up of musicians, artists, photographers, audio engineers, lighting designers, pretty much all the people that go into the behind-the-scenes aspect of live music. It got started from me, my friend Mark Riggio, my friend Adam Klenovich. We're all pretty active in making like house shows and having shows in parking lots and everywhere except music venues. There's really awesome things about those shows, but we wanted to create a space that could be a little bit more permanent, and we also wanted to create a space that as musicians is really comfortable to play in. And kind of like our number one goal in all of it is to give musicians the best experience that they've ever had playing live. So we have concerts on the weekend. We mostly do local bands right now. We've had a couple cool touring bands come through and they're growing. We're starting to get into like weeknight programming, which can be just more concerts. We recently just did a comedy night that was really fun. And then we also just do like private event rentals. So, like if you have a club or if you're in Greek life or something like that and you're looking for a spot to get together with your friends, or if, you work somewhere and you guys have a conference or something. I think that people should know kind of the story of how it came to be. So Oakland hasn't had like an official above ground music venue since I think 2005, but since that time there's been like a really abundant flourishing DIY music scene, and the people who started Haven come from that DIY music scene. Like it's a music venue that's ran by musicians, which is kind of rare in the music industry. And like if we want it to, like anything that is kind of more of a grassroots type thing that's not like a huge corporation is going to need the community's support to be able to stick around. And so that's what I would want people to know. And there's live music every weekend.
The venue allows artists and groups to perform multiple styles of genre, allowing them to live out their rock star, pop star, or country dreams. For Pitt to the Point, I'm entertainment reporter Olivia McDonald. Katie, Sabrina?
Olivia, I do have a pretty interesting question for you. I personally love all different types of bands, Fleetwood Mac, Paramore, U2, literally anything. If there was one band that you could see at Haven, what band would you pick?
That is a great question, Katie. In a perfect and dream world, I would love to see One Direction play right in my backyard. I think it would be so cool to have them play at Haven, just right down the street from me. Katie, Sabrina?
I am a big Directioner, so I totally get you. I guess while we're on the topic of music that we love, what music do you listen to? Like genres or artists?
I will say it's kind of a cliche answer. I love all different kinds of genres. I'm a big pop girly. I love Taylor Swift. I went and saw the Eras Tour twice. Love country music and some rock and roll. Katie, Sabrina?
Thank you so much, Olivia. I always love a good concert, whether I know the artist or not, so make sure to check out their events like I know I will. After the break, we will be switching gears and discussing the upcoming Panthers spring game. We will be right back.
You have to throw caution to the wind. Know you're capable.
There's possible.
The University of Pittsburgh.
And then there's our kind of possible. The kind that changes the face of medicine, tech, and learning.
Might have been called a miracle.
Because when we say it's possible at Pitt, we mean it. And the proof is in the people. Like Rachel Fairbanks, our top of the class and top of the game athlete of the year, who's serving nothing but excellence. Fulbrights, we're full of them. From BB to Jasmine to the next 250, including 10 in the past year alone.
It's really part of that bolstering of our global reputation.
Possible lives inside everyone at Pitt, from every corner of every campus. Like the McGowan Institute, where they are rethinking, researching, and completely revolutionizing how the body heals through a novel approach to regenerative medicine. All led by visionaries like Dr. Chandan Sen.
You can generate tissue types without using stem cells. And now we know that is possible. That will completely change the paradigm of healthcare.
Our kind of possible paves the way through selfless action and giving.
We all come together with a shared goal of giving today to transform tomorrow.
Ever see 11,000 Proud fuel this much opportunity in 24 hours? We have, and you're about to see it too. In the progress all around you, as our people continue to bring our vision and our promise to life. In newer, bigger, and bolder ways. It's possible at Pitt.
Part of the University of Pittsburgh is the Cathedral of Learning.
There's a lot you can say about this place. Gritty? Well, we prefer tough. Resilient. Innovative, of course. We are part of the city that built the backbone of America, and now we're making it bend and flex in every which way.
Your time at Pitt has also prepared you for what is possible.
But there's one thing you can't deny. When the world needs something, we find a way to give it to them. Whether that's defeating a crippling disease,
Salt's exhausting labor had paid off,
or fighting off the world's next life-threatening illness, we focus our eyes and attention on the ones who need us most, day in and far out.
The Pittsburgh Panthers are the National Collegiate Champions.
So the question we have to deal with is, can we work and build together even when we're different?
All this comes naturally when you've built a foundation on community in a city that feels more like a family at a time when there's basically no other choice. So yeah, there's a lot you can say about this place. But this is what we know. We know that we've earned more than $1 billion in research funding just this year alone. We know that we're breaking ground for more groundbreaking innovation. We know that if you throw a problem our way, we'll do the work to solve it.
You are here, standing, greeted by the end of one journey and the beginning of the next.
We know that it's possible at Pitt.
If for some weird reason you missed a segment from Pitt to the Point today, like Ryan Tarabokia talking about Isaiah Waddington's new dress shirt, or me saying Divalicious, don't you worry, because we've got a website for that. The Pitt to the Point website, pittothepoint.com, has all of your favorite stories from politics to sports to entertainment, plus so much more.
On top of that, we also have exclusive articles from your favorite Pitt to the Point personalities. We know it's us. We can keep that between me and you. So go check out the website today.
One of my favorite things about spring, Sabrina, is the good weather. Another one of my favorite things is getting to see Pitt football back in action in their annual spring game presented by Mac Bids.
After finishing the 2024 season with a 7-6 record, the Panthers are looking to gain consistency on offense and continue to dominate on defense. Players including Kyle Lewis, Eli Holstein, and Braylon Lovelace will be participating on Saturday. And sure, his fans are excited.
The teams have been drafted, the tempo has been set, and these teams are ready to play at Acrisure Stadium tomorrow, April 12th. Kickoff is scheduled for 1 p.m., and admission is free for all attendees. Fan activities will be available on Art Rooney Avenue, including food stands, a photo booth, and tailgate games.
The spring game helps the Pitt coaching staff prepare for their upcoming season as they play ACC opponents including Florida State and Syracuse and rivals West Virginia in the Backyard Brawl. And the City game is back as Pitt opens its 2025 campaign against the Duquesne Dukes.
So Sabrina, earlier in the show I mentioned I'm from West Virginia. It's a very quiet place, there's not a whole lot going on, but moving to Pittsburgh, it's a little bit louder here. But some of these sounds have become pretty therapeutic since I moved here about 3 years ago. From traffic to construction and everything in between, it starts to grow on you. Here are the sights and sounds of Oakland.
Recently, a video was released of a lucky man who was walking a crosswalk of an intersection and survived a deadly car crash unscathed.
There was a near hit not once but twice as he walked off in unbelievable shock while police cars sped behind him. And Sabrina, with luck like this, he should really be buying as many lottery tickets as he can. And so in today's show, we handled some heavier topics, including tariffs, protests, and more construction within the city.
But with every heavier thing we talked about, there was always something light. I hope we are all looking forward to tomorrow's 412 Day, as well as Kennywood's opening. I also think I need to head to the movie theater to catch the Minecraft movie since it's doing so well. Plus, I need to study up for my Jennifer Coolidge impression.
So, Sabrina, today's show is coming to an end. We're taking our naps, going to class, and enjoying our weekends. We hope you do too. We'll see you both next week on Pitt to the Point.